Well, thank you for joining us, for joining this call. My name is Paul Mugabe, and I'm the Vice President of Product at TPConnects. Just a little bit on my background. I've been in travel industry since 2006, mainly working into revenue management for big OTAs in Europe. Just to name one of them, I was heading pricing, all the pricing tool and team and revenue at eDreams Odigeo, which is the biggest e-commerce in Europe. I've joined TPConnects last year. And since last year, we've really started developing an amazing product, which I'll give you just a teaser demo at the end of the presentation. And this product is a product which really we're proud of, and we will be able to offer you. And I'll kind of like in the end I'll do introduce a little bit on how, if you want to get in touch with us and wants to use the product, how you can kind of like do that with us. So let's talk about TPConnects. Who are we? We are a global travel content aggregator and a distribution technology company. We've been here 12 years now. Started our journey as one of the pioneers of NDC. We embraced NDC really from the beginning, around 2012. And it's been a journey. And for those of you who have been on this journey, you've seen the evolutions from where kind of like the journey started with not great technologies. And the journey is still evolving, right? So NDC is not a complete journey, but where we are this moment in time, I think really there's clear potentials of benefiting what NDC technology offers. And we've embraced it, and we're developing this. We're on this journey and hoping to go to this journey with you in the future. What we do, we really, as an aggregator, we provide an ecosystem which will enable you to do your booking swiftly, seamlessly, and in a very smart way using our solution. And we are a big team and a very strong team. We have an amazing team of 150 people here in Dubai, majority, of which 70% actually product and engineering. So we believe in the product and we are here to build what we are proud of and believe is one of the best products out there in terms of aggregation. Just to talk a little bit about NDC, I think the conversation has been NDC is coming for the last 10 years. What I'll say is NDC is here. And I'll also say really NDC is here to stay. If you look at projection, official projection from the data is globally by 2025, 15% of global capacity will actually be under NDC. And some airlines are actually trying to commit around 20%, some even more than 20%, right? And the benefit for them, IATA believe they'll start kind of like benefiting from this connection. Most of airlines around 2023, 25. And some of the airlines, and most of you must kind of like know, are kind of like going aggressive to try to kind of like make sure that people are adopting NDC. So travel sellers are adopting NDC. And a good example to give, which I think is probably one of the extreme, is American Airlines, which is requiring 30% of their booking channel to go via NDC to benefit from their loyalty program. So as I said, just starting from that, airlines are really adopting NDC. Biggest major airlines already on NDC. You have a map there. You can see it covers all the global part of the globe, whether you're in Asia, Europe, Middle East, or North America. All the major airlines already on NDC. And some of them have adopted a different way of making sure that everyone is embracing NDC. If you know, GDS surcharges have been increasing. You've got Air France and KLM who are kind of like now adding 21 euros each way. You have Singapore Airline, which are doing $20 per ticket, just to kind of give you a few examples. BA is doing the same, around 13 euros each way. And Air Canada, 24 per ticket. So it's kind of like a beneficial now, clearly, to embrace NDC to get benefit of lower fares, because otherwise you'll be incurring GDS increases. And also looking at where the road is going, if you consider that some of these airlines have a plan to really be 100% NDC by 2030, the world of GDS incentive is really temporarily a risk if we start kind of like thinking about the future of the travel industry, where it's going. Having said that, it's not just about penalties really to kind of like which should be the driver of us of joining the NDC journey. They're actually opportunities. They're really opportunities NDC presents to us as travel sellers. I'll say revenue maximization and opportunities, especially in upselling, rich content. It's much, much easier to upsell in NDC. It's really easy, swift, and seamless to do so. Efficiency and productivity, especially in terms of servicing. With NDC, it's easy to exchange. You get OECN messages easily, so you can actually alert your customers if there are delays, and so forth and so on. But in terms of exchange, changing the ticket, changing the date, is so easy, and you don't have to be, a GDS genius, which, people had to be in the past to know all the funky function you have to use in GDS to issue, reissue ticket, reissue again, refund, partial reissues. All these things in NDC are done seamlessly. And if you have an aggregator which knows how to do the work for you and for your agent, it will be just a button to do so. And NDC will enhance customer experience. I talked a little bit about rich content, but also by being efficient, it really kind of like helps you in terms of loyalty to your customers. So it's not just, go to NDC because there are penalties on GDS. I think we have to think forward and actually really make sure that we're taking advantages of opportunities which NDC offers to us as travel sellers. Just to go for one of them in terms of revenue, just to kind of like set an example in terms of ancillaries. Ancillaries in 2023 represented around 118 billions dollars. And if you look at how airlines are kind of like now doing bundles, and the way NDC offers you a better way to upsell, this is a place to tap in, and the opportunity is massive. It's 110 billions we're talking about. And through videos and through images, you can easily try to upsell, whether it's leg rooms, baggages, Wi-Fi, and so forth and so on. And NDC as a technology is built better to facilitate all this, which you never be able to do if you use Edifact as your selling platform. It's not all easy, so I'm not kind of like trying to say that everything is rosy. when it comes to NDC. There are challenges and there are significant barriers to adoption, which are still there. Business cases, sometimes it's not clear. Scale of investment, obviously, is a problem because majority of airline on a different path when it comes to NDC. And whoever's in that different path means some people are still, if some of you knows the APIs we're using in NDC, we are now the current version, the recent version is 21.3. I think we started on 15. Some airlines are still on 17.2. Some are still on 18.1. So, it requires an investment if you want to deal with all this mess, and obviously creates complexity in terms of technology. And it can be intimidating when you think about all these airlines and knowing which one is where. It can be intimidating. And we still have lack of standardization, even though at the creation of NDC, for those who's been there, this was one of the key areas IATA insisted on everyone in terms of airlines and technology partners to the airlines to try and master. The reality is we haven't mastered. And also the reality is airlines are competitors to each other and they want to differentiate, which doesn't really help standardization. Functionality on some of them, depending on where they are on the journey of the API, especially for servicing, still is really limited. So most of the APIs, Prime, probably easy work. So Prime as in Prime booking, but when you start reshop, exchange, refund and all that activities, in some of the APIs and some of the airlines still have limited capabilities. Commitment to content differentiation is also questionable in some of the airlines. Some airlines really have differentiated. Some of the airline examples, Emirates have taken the lower 3 classes, for example, from GDS. But some of the airlines, the content still is the same. But when we have conversation with most of these airlines, because really they want to get NDC to a higher percentages, they all kind of have a roadmap of when they're actually going to do their differentiation. There have been lots of talks about dynamic and continuous pricing. The reality is that dream is still distant on most airline and most technologies, right? So challenges are there, opportunities are there. So just kind of want to make sure that the picture is clear. And on top of it, NDC exists in complex ecosystem. Just to give you a few examples of some airlines have a PCC and then an NDC technology provider, which are different, even though their PCC actually provides NDC technology. So someone will sit on Altair's PCC and actually be using Fairlogix as NDC distributor or NDC creation. Some of them will be on PCCs, as TPConnects, we do also provide NDC technology on 3 airlines, Gulf, Air Cairo, and Egypt Air. So people are kind of sitting on different system and different technologies, which makes the whole connection to NDC complex. Having said that, what I'll say, is with all that in mind, so you want to take advantage of NDC, you want to kind of really maximize the opportunities which are there and which are massive, and also knowing that NDC is here and is here to stay, right? What should do a travel seller seek? And my recommendation is really to have a partnership with an aggregator who knows what to do with this, because you do not want to spend time unless you have a massive technology team trying to kind of standardize all the complexities of all the APIs and all the NDC technology suppliers and all the PSS suppliers, unless you know how to do, right? And that's how companies like us, we come handy to deal with this. And what we do, we deal with every connection, whether API, XML, not just kind of like NDC, which is done in APIs. We deal with XML, so we'll give you all GDSs. So currently we have Sabre, Amadeus, and Travelport connected to us. We have low cost, some of them through some other aggregators, some of them connected directly to us. And we have NDC airlines. What we do, no matter where they're coming from, no matter where they are on their journey, we take them and we take into our orchestration layer or normalization layer. And we make sure that when we deliver this to you, is just one single API, which is, if you consume API, you don't have to deal with whatever changes are going to happen tomorrow, whoever moves from 18.21 to 21.3. They actually started talking about 24.3, which is coming in the next few days. You don't have to deal with that. We are here to deal with it for you. And we'll just give you a single API. On top of single API for those who do not consume API, so not because every one of our partners is a tech company who can consume API. We have a B2B portal, which you can use to make your booking, just us providing you content. We also offer you some, a revenue suite of tools, which gives you capabilities to do a couple of things. One is we give you a pricing intelligence, which allows you to make margin on your flights, on your whether it's Prime, on your flights when you upsell, on your ancillaries. And then we give you another tool, and I'll touch on it when I do a demo quickly, which allows you to actually decide which channel you want your content to come from, right? So it's a content intelligence. Say you have NDC British Airways and British Airways in Sabre or Amadeus or Travelport, or all three. You can choose which one you want your British Airways to come from. And you can even differentiate it by RBD, by route, and by cabin class. So you can basically say, in economy, I want British Airways to come from GDS, Sabre or Amadeus, whichever one you want. And I want my premium economy to come from NDC, or vice versa, or economy coming from NDC. On these particular routes, if you think that's where the differentiation of content is, or different RBDs, if you think that's where the differentiations comes from. And we'll say your really best way of getting here, unless you have, 150 engineers, is really kind of like, partner with an aggregator who's been here for a long time and who knows what they do, so they can deal with the complexity. And you just have to service your customers and take the benefit NDC offers today and tomorrow.